Hi guys, I hope that you're all doing well. Today's lesson is about grade 10 algebra, and this is the second part. Let's do binomials by binomials, where we have double brackets. For the first example, we have x plus 5 times x plus 3. This is the standard FOIL. What we have to do is multiply this x with that x, then this very x with that 3, and then 5 times x, then 5 times 3. This should be very easy for you. As I said, this is grade 8 and 9 work. I told you guys that you should watch grade 9 equations videos. And I also placed the link to the playlist in the first video. I'll make sure that I do so for the second part. And as I've said, you should know all your laws of exponents. You should master the topic and then come to products. So let's solve this. What should you do? You have to multiply x with x. You know that x times x is x squared. Then x times 5, which is 3x. 5 times x should give you 5x. Then 5 times 3 is 15. Now let's look for like terms. We have x squared, 3x, 5x, and 15. We write x squared as it is. Then 3x plus 5x. Those are like terms. We say 3 plus 5, which is 8. Then we have to account for our x. Plus 15. This is your final answer. Now let's try an example that has mixed signs. We have 2x minus 4 in the first bracket and x plus 7 in the second bracket. We have to say 2x times x. This is basically 2 times 1, which is 2, then x times x, we get x squared. Then 2x times 7, let's multiply the coefficients first, or the values. We have 2 times 7, which is 14. We have to account for our x, so it's 14x. Now let's move to negative 4. We have negative 4 times 1x, or x. We start with our values, negative 4 times 1, which is negative 4. Let's account for our exponent, our variable. We have x. Then negative 4 times 7 should give you negative 28. Now let's look for like terms. We have 2x squared. You write it as it is. Then 14x minus 14. 14x minus 4x. These are like terms. So we say 14 minus 4, which is 10. Positive 10, right? Now let's account for x for our variables. We have x minus 28. So our final answer is 2x squared plus 10x minus 28. Let's move to the third example. Let's try an example that has both brackets that are negative. We have a minus 3 multiplied by 2a minus 5. So we start with a times 2a. This is basically 1a. So it's 1 times 2, which is 2. Let's move to the variables. We have a and a, which gives us a squared. Then 1a times negative 5, it's basically 1 times minus 5, right? Which is negative 5. Let's account for a variable. We have a. We are done with this. Let's move to negative 3. We have negative 3 times 2a. Negative 3 times 2 should give you negative 6. Let's account for a variable. We have a. Then negative 3 times negative 5, remember to put it in a bracket, you should have a positive 15. A negative times a negative should give you a positive. Now let's look for like terms. We have 2a squared as it is, then negative 5a minus 6a, which is negative 11a plus 15. Now let's try an example that has variables in the second position. 3 minus x times 4 plus 2x. We start with 3 times 4, which is 12. Then 3 times 2x, we'll say 3 times 2, which is 6. Let's account for a variable. We have x. The negative x times 4, this should give you negative 4x. The negative x times 2x, this is basically negative 1 times 2, which is negative 2. Let's account for x. We have x times x, which is x squared. Do you have any like terms? Let's check. We have 12, right? We write 12 as it is, as it doesn't have a like term. Then 6x minus 4, which is positive 2x, minus 2x squared. But we can rearrange this and write it as 2x squared, negative 2x squared plus 2x plus 12, as this looks a bit funny. So this is how it should be. Now let's try an example that has two different variables. We have 2x plus 1 in the first bracket and 3x minus 4 in the second bracket. We start with 2x times 3x. 2 times 3 is 6. Let's account for the x. We have x squared, as it's x times x. Then 2x times negative 4y. We'll say 2 times negative 4, which is negative 8. Let's account for the variables. We have x here and y. X times y is xy. Then y times 3x, this should give us a positive 3xy. Why is that so? Remember, we have a 1 there, so it's 1 times 3, which is 3. Y times x, which is xy. Then y times negative 4y, this is basically 1 times negative 4, right, which is negative 4. Let's account for variables. We have y and y, which is y squared. Let's look for our like terms. We have 6x squared, you write it as it is. Then negative 8xy plus 3xy, this should give us a negative 5xy minus 4y squared. And that is how we deal with binomials or double brackets in algebra. Guys, products are very easy. This is one of the most approachable topic in mathematics. So please make sure that you master this topic. You have the videos, you also have your notes, so please keep on practicing and don't forget the laws of exponents. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.